Hey, how's it going? This is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads, and today I'll be walking you through your digital marketing attack plan to show you how you can turn your website into a lead generation machine and really generate some revenue for your business. Now, if you take a look at the top here, we're looking at Roofing Tampa, which generates about 1,600 searches every single month. Now, obviously, there's a lot more volume out there when you take into account things like roof installation, roof repair, roofing near me. But for the sake of time in this video, we just be focusing on the search term Roofing Tampa and showing you how you can turn those 1,600 searches a month into revenue for your business. So let's start by taking a look at your website. Now, here we are on your website, specifically your Tampa related page. And if we scroll down here, I think you have some good things going for you. However, from an SEO perspective, there's a lot more that we can improve if we want people to be able to find our business online. So, first off, let's talk about internal search engine optimization. Now, this is essentially just all the different ways that we can improve your website search appearance from within the website itself. Normally, you're going to hear things like title tags, heading tags, local business schema, and while those are all very important and they help our website, for the sake of time in this video, we're just going to be focusing on content and keywords, as those are the two most important aspects of internal SEO. So let's start with content. Why is content so important? Well, we want a very content-full website because that's ultimately going to give users something that they can engage with. And when a user has something to engage with, they tend to have a positive experience and are more likely to come back to your website in the future or use Google for future searches. So it makes sense as to why Google would promote such a content-full website, as it's essentially a win-win situation for them. Now, normally I like to recommend about 750 to 1,000 words on any given page. Obviously, you can go above and beyond that if you would like, but that's the bare minimum that I recommend, where you still have a very contentful website while not taking away from the visual aesthetic of the website. So, like I said, 750 to 1,000 words, but you're probably saying to yourself, well, Justin, why don't I just get a website with 5,000 words and call it a day? And the reason we can't do that is because we have to make sure our content remains relevant. And the way we do that is with our keywords. Keywords are the most used words or phrases on a web page, and based on these keywords, we are going to be giving Google vital information about our business. And normally, I like to tell people with our keywords, we want to answer three main questions, which are number one, what do we do? Number two, where do we do it? And lastly, number three, who are we? So let's take a look at your keywords and see if they answer those vital questions for Google. So here we are on a tool I use called Keywords Everywhere, and if we scroll down here, you're going to notice your most used keywords. We are going to focus in on the first six, however, for the sake of time, but I do always recommend further optimizing. So let's talk about your keywords now. So you have roof at number one and roofing at number two. Normally, I recommend these spots are very industry specific keywords at your one and two spots. So roof and roofing are perfect. However, I might recommend putting roofing above roof, just because roofing is the direct service that we are offering. So roofing at number one, roof at number two. Now, number three and number four, I recommend putting a location based keyword. Number three being your city, number four being your state. The reason being is that that's going to tell Google exactly where we do business, and ultimately it's going to help them drive local traffic to our website. So if we want local consumers or local clients, then we'll have to put our location based keywords in there. Now, number five and number six, I recommend branding keywords. Now, the reason we want our brand in there is because, yes, we're going to get searches from roofing services in Tampa or other Tampa related roofing searches. However, we're also going to get people looking for our brand. And now, when people look for our brand, we want to make sure that we appear for those searches. So, in order to do that, we have to put our brand within our top few keywords. So just to recap here, because we went through it really fast, one and two, industry specific keywords, three and four, location based keywords, and lastly, five and six, we want our branding based keywords. So let's go take a look at your competition and see what they're doing as far as content and keywords go. Tampa Roofing Company, and they rank on the first page organically for roofing services in the Tampa area. And obviously, their domain name helps a little bit, but I wouldn't be too worried about an exact match domain, as they're very easy to outrank if we follow the proper SEO strategies. But let's take a look at their website here. So you'll notice that they don't have a lot of content on this site, which works in our favor because we can go in and build out even more content than what we have already. I do believe that you have more content than them currently. However, like I said, we want to widen those margins and really expand on our content. That way, like I said, to push those margins and really get ahead of them. However, let's take a look at their keywords, because sometimes you're able to hide content behind images or other different forms of website design. So let's take a look at their keywords and see what they're working with so far. So we're back to keywords everywhere, and if we scroll down here, you're going to notice their most used keywords. We have roofing at number one. Like I said, we might want to bump that up to number one, as it's the exact service we're offering. Then they have Tampa, their location. Then they have systems, their brand, roofing company. So all in all, a different list of keywords than what I suggested, but you will see that there are some crossovers along the way. I would recommend taking this list along with the suggestions I gave you and mixing the two to create the strongest keywords list possible. But let's go back to your website and talk about external search engine optimization and how it ties into everything in here. So we talked about internal SEO, which is going to help lay the foundation for our website. But now we're talking about external SEO, which is going to help us get that big push. Now, in this case, we'll be talking about backlinking, which is very simple at face value, just a link from one website to another. However, from an SEO perspective, a lot more is happening. When you get a link from another website, they are essentially saying that they trust the information that you're putting out or that they trust the business that that website is representing. So, a very big statement to Google, and it can work very positively in our favor because if we get a backlink from a quality website, it essentially is a quality site telling Google that we are also another trustworthy business, which tends to boost our rankings. However, we have to be very careful because the same is true about getting links from harmful or spammy sites, as they can tell Google that we are a non trustworthy business and really drop our rankings a ton. So, I see it all the time. People go on Fiverr, they buy $50 worth of links. They get 10,000 backlinks and their site crashes 50 positions. Now, that's no mistake because what you just did is got 10,000 references saying that you are a bad or harmful website. So, we don't want that to happen. So, let's take a look at your current backlink structure and see what you're working with. Are in a tool I use called Ahrefs, and currently you don't really have any backlinks built to this Tampa page. So, let's take a look at your competitors and see what these metrics look like when they're live in action. So once again, we're looking at Tampa Roofing, which has a 28 UR, a 3.1 DR, which generates about 174 users month over month, and a traffic value of roughly $2,500. Now, let's break this down a little bit further so we can understand what these metrics mean. Now, UR stands for URL rating, and what that is the power that goes to an individual web page. So in this case, we would just be talking about the home page and the power that it generates. Whereas DR stands for domain rating, and what that is the power that goes through your entire website. So not just your homepage anymore, but also any service pages you have, your About Us page, your contact page. All those pages in one are essentially summarized in DR. Now we want the strongest of both metrics along with a strong internal SEO structure to create the best ranking strategy possible and really generate some value and revenue for our business. Now, that brings me to my next thing, which is traffic value. How is traffic value assessed? Well, traffic value is a measure of the buyer intent of each user based on the keyword that they come from. Now, obviously, they could be making a lot more money than this, but this is just the value based on the keyword they come from. So, to give you an example, somebody looking for roofs doesn't carry as much traffic value as somebody looking for roof repair or roof installation. Now, the reason being is that somebody looking for roofs might be looking for a picture of a roof. They might be looking for a blog article about a roof. We don't necessarily know. Whereas somebody looking for roof installation or roof repairs is 9 times out of 10 looking for a direct service to purchase. So they tend to carry a lot more traffic value and buyer intent, and thus these numbers would be a lot higher. Like I said, that's not to say that you don't make more than this. However, that's just the bare minimum of what they assess this traffic at. So let's take a look at another competitor here. We have Westfall Roofing. They are the #1 organically ranking company. And let's see what type of results they've been able to generate here. They have a 33 UR, a 23 DR, generates about 4,000 users every single month, and roughly $31,000 of traffic value month over month. So this is a great example of what SEO can do for your business and the type of value that it can generate month over month. But let's go back to the Google search engine results page and talk about the Google Map Pack for a second. So if we scroll down here, what we've been talking about is organic search results down below. But we also have this map pack here, and this map pack is super important because it gives our business a second place that we can win on Google. Like I said, we could win down below, or we can win in this map pack. And if we can get the #1 spot in both, we guarantee that 1,600 people see our business first before looking at another competitor. So a lot of value here if we can accomplish that. Now, to get into the map pack, we first have to verify our business via postcard with Google, which is 100% free to do. And #2, to rank in the map pack, we have to adhere the different factors that they're looking for. So #1, they look for that you filled out their form to 100%. The reason I say 100% is because the more information you give them, the more reputable your business looks. #2, they look for a strong organic presence, which is why SEO is so important, because not only does it help you down below, but it also influences this map pack. And #3, what they're looking for are citations. Now, citations are all the different places your business's name, address, and phone number are listed online. Some popular citations are things like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Facebook, Instagram. All those are citations you can get for your business, and they all help with the Google Map Pack. So let's take a look at how many citations these companies have and determine how many you'll need to really go in and start competing with them. So here we are in a tool I use called Whitespark, and we have Stay Dry Roofing with 54 citations. We have Quality Roofing Inc. with 47, and Rainer Roofing LLC with 37. So a lot of citations in here, but normally I recommend you double the biggest amount. So if there's 54 citations, we are going to need 108 citations, along with a strong internal and external SEO structure to really go in and start outranking these guys. Now, that's all I really have for you in this video, and if you follow these steps, you should start to see some improvements in your traffic and really start generating some revenue for your business. Once again, my name is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads. I'd love to set up a meeting with you guys to discuss anything that wasn't mentioned in this video or discuss any questions or concerns you have about this video. So feel free to hit that button at the bottom of our email to schedule a meeting with us. But once again, I hope this was very educational, and thanks for watching.